computer. Okay. So we should now be recording. Yeah, it says it's recording. Brilliant. So, hello, everybody. Long pause at the start. Welcome to a training on the doTERRA compensation plan. It's basically about the different ways in which you can earn money with doTERRA throughout your life with doTERRA, and this will always, it always evolves. There's new things, and I will be adding a couple of new bonuses onto this presentation actually, because as you can see here at the bottom, it was created in 2015, which is when I started, and things evolve, but this is information I'm giving is in January 2018, so 3 years down the line. Okay, so right now there are 5 ways to earn money from doTERRA, and basically, brilliant. Basically, these are all open to anybody joining this business. Just quickly, just to confirm, with all people committing to this business, like you guys sitting here this evening or today, whenever you're watching it, there are 2 commitments to the company. One is to undertake the training program, this is part of it, and the other is to commit to doing your monthly spend on your LRP of over 100 PV. And now some of this will become clear this evening for you. If you have any questions about what is PV, for example, I'm going to go over it this evening. And if you're watching this recorded and you have questions, please contact me afterwards or you're upline. Otherwise, guys who are watching this live, I will turn off the cameras, turn off the record at the end and turn on the cameras. Okay, and so the other thing you need to do is always make sure that your LRP template is at 100 PV in your basket at all times. It's vitally important. If it is not at 100 PV and you've not done the 100 PV spend in a month and you've enrolled somebody, you won't get commissions. And everybody gets a one-off chance of appealing this and you get it back. But what happens down the line when you're hitting diamond, for example, and that there's some mistakes happened and you need to use your one-off and you used it to claim back £200 in the beginning, as opposed to earning, claiming back £20,000. So it's just worth consider this at all times. Once you start enrolling people, those are 2 things you have to do. Okay, so we're going to cover what is retail, what is the commission from that, what is fast start bonus, okay, what is the power of 3 bonus, it's a structure that happens in doTERRA, what is the monthly uni level commission structure, and then last of all, the leadership bonus pools. So the first way you will earn money from doTERRA, which basically we teach you not to really push on people. It's not something that we do unless somebody has absolutely freaking out about not wanting to join doTERRA or absolutely 100% certain that they do not want to commit to this, they just want one lemon, then yeah, they're retail customers. I have a general rule of thumb for myself that if that happens to me and it's somebody I know, I will then gesture that I will buy it for them at the wholesale cost. If they really have a freak out about not wanting an account of their own or they just want one oil. But if I don't know them, if it's a cold contact and they're coming to me completely from nowhere, then yes, I will give them the link to my website. Now, just to clarify on this, all of you watching now will have a business account, and with that comes your own website address. Now, you can change the way that this appears by, on your back office, you'll see a tab kind of just along from the dashboard tab saying website, and it's just down there, and you'll see that you can change the end of it. I can't remember exactly how it is, but it's www mydoterra.com/, and then mine is Kathy Kinnersley. And so I can change that to anything I want by just typing in and then pressing enter, and it will be confirmed that that is my retail site. And now you can give that out to anybody. You can post it on your social media, you can put it on your business cards, and it's there as an option for people, like I say, generally speaking, for people you don't know who just want to buy, you know, for whatever reason through the retail. Now, to confirm, that retail cost is 25% more expensive than the wholesale, okay? So for you, if somebody does do this and come in through your website and buy an oil at retail, you will earn 25% commission on that, okay? So it's quite a good amount. It is worth it. It's just not a long-term customer. You don't get the chance to build that relationship with them. So, yeah. This is paid every month on around about the 15th or 16th of the following month. So if somebody does a retail spend on my account today at the end of January, then I will get that 25% commission on the 15th or 16th of February, okay? Now, this is just how it always happens. It's commission paid on the purchases from the website, and that customer does not, you as a builder and the customer, obviously they don't get the opportunity to go on LRP, but you as a builder, or anybody actually, if you have somebody who comes to you and they say, well, I want to share the oils, and they can give out this and they can earn that 25%. They do not need to be on LRP. They do not need to do the spend. They do not need any of this. Anybody can earn 25%. But like I said, it's not really something that we celebrate much in our team. It's not a long-term oil use. It's quite flash in the pan. They do happen. Everyone has their own stories about it. And so I'll move on from here now. Okay, there's our images. Okay, so you can see if somebody spends $100 or £100, 25% of that goes to you, so you will earn £25. Okay, just a little visual. Right, going into some of the understanding some of the terminology with doTERRA. Enroller, if you enroll somebody, you are the enroller. Okay, it's quite clear really. It's the person who introduced the oils to a new IPC, independent product consultant, or just a customer or a client, whatever you want to call them. And they are paid the fast start, okay? And now, a sponsor is the person that new enrollment is placed under on your team. So basically, if, for example, if I have one person on my front line and I enroll somebody and I want to put them down underneath their team to help with their volume, or I think that person would look after them really nicely, or they build a nice relationship, or if that leg needed some volume that I needed to put there, then I would place my new enrollee underneath, let's just say Michelle, because I can see you there, your name. And then so Michelle would be the sponsor. I am still the enroller, Michelle's the sponsor. Now, it says here, the person directly who is above the person who's been enrolled, that sponsor is paid uni-level based on any spending that happens from this new enrollment, but this sponsor does not get fast start. Okay? Okay, so CB, this is quite complicated. I don't know why it's gone there. Right, okay, brilliant. I'm glad I paused and pressed forwards. Okay, so we're going to just quickly go over what is PV, OV, and CV, okay? Now, PV is personal volume, and so it is the value of your personal purchase. It is a point system, and it helps the company manage foreign exchange rates. Now, when a customer asks you, what is PV? I always explain it in a way. I use lemon oil. It's quite an easy oil to explain. It costs, it is 12 PV. Now it costs me in pounds about £9.30, I think it is. Now in America, it actually costs $12. It's actually, PV is almost in alignment with the USA dollar. But because doTERRA operates globally and it distributes in Australia and Spain and all over Europe, and yes, there's the euro here, and there's also the pound, and there's this and there's that, and there's all these different currencies all over the world, it's very hard. It would be very hard. So it's a way of doTERRA managing that foreign exchange rate. Okay, so I always use lemon as an example. If it was sold in New Zealand, then it's going to be 12 PV. Now, I don't know how many New Zealand dollars it costs, but I think around about 11 or 12. Or in Australia, France, Ireland, in the UK, it's always 12 PV, okay? Now, OV, moving on to the next one here, it stands for the overall volume, and it represents the cumulative personal purchases of every single person below you in your team, in your structure, whether you have enrolled them or not. Okay, so if somebody's been placed on your team by me or another upline, then you won't get fast start on them, but you will. It will count to your overall volume, which will help you rank, and it will help you with uni level commission, which we're going to come to in a minute. Okay. And then finally, CV, which is a lot harder to explain, but it's basically due to the currency exchange rates in Europe, we are paid on a CV, commission volume, which is the PV exchange rate. Now this varies, it fluctuates slightly, and it's why there's a bit of discrepancy sometimes in the amount of shares and extra, etc. But it's normally 100 PV equals about 63 CV. And so if you enroll somebody with 100 PV, it means we will be earning that 20% commission on 63 CV. Okay, now if you have questions about this, I'll come back to it at the end, but it's quite straightforward. It's about exchange rates, and actually I have to say this has gone up. It's more than 63 CV at the moment. I need to check the amount. Okay, so fast start bonus. This is quite exciting. It's a really lovely bonus, and it's something that really helps you, especially in the early days of your business. Now, this is the only bonus that is paid every single week. And it says here it's paid every Thursday, but actually it's normally on a Tuesday or Wednesday at the moment. It does, again, it fluctuates by the ebb and the flow of the working world, but it is always every week, and it's normally, let's just say a Wednesday because it's halfway between a Tuesday and Thursday. It says Thursday here. Okay, so it is paid to the person who has enrolled a new person, a new customer, IPC. It is not paid to the sponsor, and it's during the first 30 days of this new enrolment's existence in doTERRA. So whatever that person spends, then you will earn 20%. You can see here, this is the enrollee. So let's say they enroll with 200 PV. You, because you enrolled them, you earn 20%. Now it says here it's $40. As it stands at the moment, and again this moves ever so slightly, but it is roughly, for a Home Essentials kit, let's just say, you earn about £28. So you can see its exchange rate and fluctuations here. Now, the person who enrolled you will then earn 10%, which is about £14. And then the person who enrolled them then gets 5%, so they get about £7 on the back of you enrolling one person with a Home Essentials kit. That is I was talking to a friend of ours earlier about this and saying how actually it creates a lovely support in our structure. We all work together, we support each other, we help each other, and it is based, I firmly believe, on this lovely bonus structure. Now, as it says here, the last point at the bottom is that you need to have 100 PV LRP order in order to qualify for this bonus. So you need your 100 PV, and you need to, that's a spend, and it to be in your basket at all times. Okay? Now, the Power of 3 bonus. This is something for you all to learn now and work towards as you grow your structure. Okay? I would just say at this stage, never build towards your power of 3. You never put a customer who's on LRP in a position to just try and get LRP, the power of 3. It will come and bite you on the bottom later down the line. It is much better to get your structure right, find your builders and help your builders to find builders to grow this structure organically, because when it works, and you're not stressing about filling in little holes here and little bits of volume that's missing because it was only a customer and they're not doing the spend, then it will work beautifully, okay? Now, to explain it a little, this is you at the top. And the basic structure that we teach is that in time, and I always like to add this, is that there's no pressure to do this immediately, but the idea is you're enrolling people, you're sharing your oils, you're holding your classes, and at some point, hopefully sooner rather than later, a builder will appear in your life. And it's wonderful when that happens. It's really exciting. And then you work closely with your upline and you will discuss about the structuring program and where to put that new builder. And this is something that we'll teach you about in the placements training as well. So don't worry about that too much. But the point is in an ideal world, what you want to have here is your front line. And you start off with 3 builders, 1, 2, 3, all below you, okay? And so, right. Now, everybody in this structure, so there's you need to have done your 100 PV on LRP, okay? And then this person, and this person are the same. They all need to do the 100 PV on LRP. And as you can see, this is not adding up to 600. Okay, that adds up to 400. And so as you grow, this is one of the reasons why we say, and at the beginning, I stress to everybody joining, 100 PV is, you don't need to go over that, but you do actually need to do that in order to get your commissions, as we just talked about. But as you grow and as you start pushing towards getting your power of 3, if you and your 3 frontline builders all do 150 PV, then you've got your 600. So it's 4 lots of 150 add up to 600. So between you and those 4 people, there needs to be an overall volume of 600, like it says here. Now, this seems totally crazy when I tell you that if you get that structure, you'll earn £32. In fact, it's £38 now. And you think, oh my God, that's hardly any money. Is it worth it? But it's an additional kind of thing that comes to you every single month without you even trying, once you've got that structure in place. Now, it gets better. As you grow this and as you help your builders replicate what you've done, so they then find 3 builders, and they then find 3 builders, and again, you've got 3, 3, and 3. So you then have 9 people across what is known as your second level, your second line. And basically, that's, you know, this builder here is your frontline builder, and you have helped them look for their structure. They've probably found a couple of those builders themselves, and it may be that you found a builder as well and placed them under there. Okay, like we were talking, you put them in a sponsor position. Now again, this same structure will happen. So let's take this lady in the middle. She's called Jo. Now, if Jo's on your front line and she's part of your power of 3 structure, and now if Jo has got 1, 2, 3, and she's got her power of 3 structure, so just those 4 there, if they all add up to 600, and Sharon adds up to 600 with her 3, and there's Dave over here on the side, and he adds up to 600 with his 3. Now, you up here, you have got your second level power of 3. Hopefully that's really explained it really simply, because you can get a bit confused with this. And at that point, you get every single month, and this is paid again on the 15th or 16th of the following month, you will get $250, which now, again, since this has changed, it is roughly £200 every single month, just because, okay? And it's great, it really adds up, it really helps. And now that basic structure that I've talked about here, if you replicate it down again to hit, here they are, 1, 2, 3, and they've got their 3, their 3, and their 3, then guess what? You get your third level power of 3. And this is, you know, I've been doing this for 2 years. I got my power of 3 fairly quickly, the first level. Second level, I would say I got that about a year and a bit ago, and I've had it every single month without a problem, and it really adds to your monthly commissions. Now, something I'm personally working through now is pushing on looking at my structure and working out, because I can see that my third level power 3 is coming, and I'm really excited about that, but I'm really determined not to build towards it. I'm determined not to be putting customers in the wrong places just to try and help me get a bonus. So when you have completed all 3 levels, the third level power 3 is now about £1,200 a month, just in bonus, just in that pool of bonus, okay? So you can see, basically, doTERRA reward us for building a really good structure, really sturdy, well-functioning structure, because don't forget, all of these people down here, we are those people to people above us. It doesn't, you know, they're all good builders, and they, you know, it's all about continuing this training, this process, and growing a team. It's really exciting. I really professionally just need to plug in my computer before my battery runs out, so just bear with me. Okay, we're there. That was close. Sorry. Okay, next page. I'm just going to have a quick think as well. Okay, so this is talking about uni level commission. This is the 4th way of earning commissions with doTERRA. It's also paid every month on the 15th or 16th, and it is something that just grows over time, really slowly but surely, and then it just goes up in a curve like this, as you can kind of like this. Now this chart in front of you shows you very clearly in the lower, when you start out, you're basically a consultant, and it's really up to you how quickly you progress through these ranks, and it depends on how many classes, how many enrollments. But to give you an idea, you can see here, to achieve the rank of elite, which is probably a good one to focus on, because it's a good rank to achieve, and it's actually quite achievable. It's 3,000 PV. You've got your 100 PV that everybody has to spend minimum, and basically then 3,000 OV from across the board of people either you've enrolled or people spending on LRP or people that have been placed underneath you. So any volume coming from underneath you. And once you hit elite, for example, you can receive commission from your level let's get this right, from your level 5. And so that means when there's you and your front line, and then it goes down below. And the ideal structure, and we're going to be doing a training on this as well in placements, is to grow your teams down, not wide, but down. Funnel it up through 1 or 2 legs to begin with, and then obviously you work closely with your upline and myself to work out a really good, strong structure in order to grow up to Premier, Silver and beyond, to get better bonuses and everything. So you can see here for Elite, you will actually get 6% commission on the person who's on your 5th level. So that's quite far down actually. But you can see here, if you've got somebody on your 6th level, sorry about the hiccup, if you enroll somebody and put them on your 6th level or your 7th level at Elite, you're not actually going to be earning commission on them yet. Doesn't mean to say that you don't put people down there, because you're obviously thinking long term. And look, once you hit Silver, you get commission paid on every single level, well, the first 7. So hopefully this makes a little bit of sense. But basically the structure that they have is that you, like on the Power of 3, you have your 3 people close to you. And if you take that forwards to here, that's on your level 1, and you can see it's the same across the board. You will only earn 2% on them, and it's where you have the least people. Other multi-level marketing companies have this inverted, and so that you earn more for the fewer people. And what doTERRA have done is they've flipped it upside down, actually, this payment structure, and you earn way more money with because you have customers down low, you have your builders up high, and their customers are going down low as well. And so as you can see, the further down in the levels you go, the more percentage you get. Now, just to be clear, after that, you know, when I said about the fast start commission, it's for the first 60 days after enrollment. After that 60 days, so on the 61st day of their enrollment, it will then turn into uni level commission. Okay, so it'll feel like a bit rubbish at the beginning, because maybe you're here and you were getting 20% on someone, and now if they're spending, you're only getting 5. But if you think long term, that level 3 for you eventually will have probably 50, 60, 100, 200 people on, and the levels grow in number as they go down. So actually, there's an example of it coming on the next thing here. It shows here, it explains it really nicely, that it's backloaded. Okay, so you can see here, your level 1, you have 3 people on it. The volume is 300 PV, £300, and you're earning £6 from it. And you think, great, thanks very much. But you can see here, as it grows down, underneath them, if you think back to that Power of 3 structure quickly, you've got 9 people underneath them. Then you're getting about 900 volume on that level, sorry. And from that, you'll get £27 in uni level. And you can see here, I won't go through all of them, but if you go down to your level 7 and you've got to Silver and beyond, if that first 3 levels replicates, you know, I was saying how it's 3, 9, and then 27 people, if they have that structure, and if that is just replicated down and down and down, you will end up with 2,187 people on your 7th level. This is just in theory. And that will mean from that level alone, there'll be an average of 218,700, which will give you the uni level of £15,000, and that is just in 1 month. So when we go back to this, and you think in the early days when you're up here and you're thinking, 5%, and I've not got many people on level 3, this is rubbish. Try and propel yourself to thinking, right, well, I want to get to Silver, and I'm going to apply the logic of growing a strong structure and grow my team and get the builders growing and etc. And then this is basically a textbook example of what hopefully will happen. And I have to say, I always share this, my Unilevel, my first ever Unilevel pay in my second month after I started enrolling people was 42p. I was really, really, really delighted. Not. But I had this exact thing. I had about 3 people and I was thinking, oh my God, this is just going to be a real slow burner. But now my Unilevel commission is on its own is about 500, 550. So it's not bad. It's really grown in the 2 years. And obviously it just grows every single month. It grows and grows and grows. As more people are coming along all the time, and it's really exciting. Okay, and this is the last one. Fifth way of earning money with doTERRA is in leadership pools. Now, I'm going to add to the beginning of this, firstly, that once you hit Premier, so if I go back, when you hit Premier, you see its rank here. Now, since this presentation was put together, they have introduced a new Premier bonus. So if you hit Premier and you have enrolled one person minimum that month, then you will hit, it's called the Empowerment Bonus, which is 1 share. And so I'll go back to that other screen in a minute, but currently 1 share, and you'll see this has really changed since this presentation was put together. It's a share of the overall profits of the company, and it's put into a pool and then divided, and you get 1 share. And currently it is £170. And again, it fluctuates every month, but that's the ballpark figure. So at Premier, you get your first empowerment bonus, okay, on top of your fast start, on top of your Unilevel, and on top of your Power of 3, if you're getting that by then. So you can see how it all adds up. And I just want to carry on this page and say with Silver, it used to be the first rank where you got a paid commission, which was 1 share. And so now, if you hit the requirements to hit Silver, you will get 1 share, which was the original Silver bonus, plus an empowerment bonus as long as you've enrolled somebody. Okay, so that's really exciting. And I'll go back where we were. So hopefully you can see this. Now, basically, the leadership performance pool is very complicated to explain, but it's to do with the profits of doTERRA, and they put them all in a pot. And then 2% is split up into this pot, which is for silvers, golds, and platinums. So when you hit Silver, you get 1 share plus your empowerment bonus. Then for gold, you get 5 shares. So that is 5 times £170. And then you get, it says here, this 1 plus at the bottom is for every person that you have enrolled. If they hit elite for the first time, then you get another 1 share. So for every person who you've enrolled hits elite, you get 1 share, which is great, another 170 quid. And now for platinum, you can see it jumps again quite nicely. You get 10 shares, plus you still get this if somebody hits elite. Okay, and then the same goes into the diamond pool. It's divided, and so there's way less people getting to diamond, and so that's how that works. And it's diamond, blue diamond, and presidential diamond. So they get 1 share of 1%, 2 shares of 1%, and then 3 shares of 1%. But because there's way less diamonds, the amount is far greater. Okay, it's all very confusing. And then the diamond again, there's a diamond pool, and basically when you hit diamond, if you have somebody who hits Premier for the first time that you've personally enrolled, then you get a £2,000 bonus. And I've just phoned Tim before I started this, so I will add to this training or a little footnote, because I said, I have never heard of this thing. It says here, you would earn additional shares when somebody hits silver. And I actually have to say, holding up my hands, I don't know the amount of that. Or I would guess you have to be diamond or above to get that bonus. Okay, so these are the 5 ways of earning money with doTERRA. This is an average income by rank, and it shows here the timeline. And if I just go through it quickly with you, it is based quite conservatively, I have to say, on Rebecca and Nathan's journey in this up until 2015. They are now presidential diamonds, and it's amazing what they're achieving, really amazing. But basically, for me, I would say that this timeline is absolutely spot on with my rank advancing. I'm just pushing towards this. I'm a little bit behind because I'm in my 24th month now, so I'm just pushing to platinum. So it breaks down here all of the breakdown. So you're getting, like I said, about £500. Fast start, uni levels about £600. Power of 3, it says here getting the third level, and like that for me again is true, because you're basically, your structure is so solid by now. So I've shared this in our group, this little what do you call it, a little table here for you to have a look at, to familiarize yourself with. And I think when you're just starting, obviously you can get bamboozled by these figures down here, like diamond, blue diamond, presidential diamond, but it's true, they are all based on absolutely true earnings. And I know Emily and Tim have been hitting diamond and blue diamond, and I know from them being my friends and talking to them that these figures are absolutely true. And for me, as a gold, I earn about between 1,200 and 1,500 every single month. So for me, I'm happy, but I have ambition to keep going with this. And I was saying to one of the girls on our team earlier, this is uncapped. This is the beauty about this business. It's uncapped. Any of us can achieve presidential diamond. It's just a case of putting that structure in, putting that work in. You see, you're still earning fast start. You're still enrolling. It's not stopping, and always helping, always getting the oils out. If you want to achieve that, if you were looking at this and thinking, oh my God, platinum would be amazing. And for me, I'm like, wow, that would be amazing. It would be a real life-changing amount of money. And even, I have to say, even in my early days, for me, I don't know what's happened. The screen's gone. Yeah, there we go. Earning just the premier income and covering those costs of my monthly spend was such a big achievement. I was so happy with that, and genuinely it's only grown on from there. So it's all good. Okay, so here we go. Hopefully that all made sense. I'm going to stop recording now. Thank you for listening, and let me stop recording.